Hello IP4 and welcome to this week's class. We are finished chapter 1, so that means we move on to chapter 2 today. I hope you have all your homework from chapter 1 completed and finished and uploaded to me so that I can correct it. And I'm going to continue with the questions that you see on the side of the PowerPoint. You will need to answer all these questions in your copybook, okay? So this is just to remind you that this is how all of your homework is going to look whilst we are doing online lessons, okay? So if you can open up to the first page of chapter 2, we're going to learn about our bones, muscles, and joints, okay? So there are different parts of our skeletal makeup. Our bones, muscles, and joints. So we're going to learn what each of them mean and what they do and why they are important to us. So I will start reading. Please follow. Our bones. So we're starting off with bones today. There are 206 bones in our body. All of them are alive and continually growing and changing. They provide mobility, support, and protection for our body. So this is important to remember. I always ask this every year in the exams, how many bones are in our body? So it's important that you remember that. It's 206 bones, okay, that we have in our body. And they're continually growing and changing. So we say that they are alive, okay, that our bones are alive. Because the bones inside us now, they have to regrow all the time. So they are growing like anything like a plant is alive, it has to grow and regrow. Humans are alive, we grow and regrow. Different parts of our body regrow to maintain a healthy body, okay? So it's the same with our bones. Our bones are constantly growing inside, even though they may never got bigger or wider, but they are growing inside by regrowing themselves. And they provide mobility. Mobility means to be able to move, okay? Mobility, the ability to move, mobility. Support, so our skeleton, which is made up of 206 bones, what does that support? It supports the skin, our organs, and for us to be able to stand up and walk, okay? And protection for our body. So can you think, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to think about what bone protects what part of our body? Can you think of any bones that protect different parts of our body? So I'll give you 5 seconds from now to think about it, okay? 5. Okay, so for example, our skull protects our brain, okay? So our skull, our head, but our skull is protecting our brain. And our rib cages here are protecting our lungs and heart, okay? So there are different parts of, there are different bones that protect different parts of our body. Okay, so I hope you were able to think of them, okay? Bone tissues are used to store minerals such as calcium. Our bones are able to heal because the tissues are constantly renewed. So we know that how important it is to drink, to get calcium into our body. And we eat fruits, vegetables, and we drink milk, okay? All those foods are full of calcium, and we need that calcium to keep our bones healthy and strong, okay? That's why it's so important for us to consume those foods. Bones are cleverly designed to allow movements at the joints. The bones provide a light but strong framework for the body's muscles and organs. So our bones are cleverly designed. For example, if you put your arm out like this, we know we have an elbow here. We know that our elbow is here. and we have an elbow joint. That allows us to move our arm, bend our arms like this, okay? So that we could do this. It's a joint, so we can almost roll around, but not completely all the way, okay? But this joint, can you imagine if we did not have this? Can you imagine if we just had one bone and we couldn't bend our arm? What would happen? We'd have to walk like this, like zombies, yeah? That's how we would walk. Or joints like this. For example, our shoulders. Our shoulder is a ball joint which allows us to rotate 360 degrees, okay? If we did not have that ball joint between our two bones, what would happen? Well, you might have to just walk like this all the time because you wouldn't be able to move. Okay, so our bones are very cleverly designed to allow us to move in different ways and directions, and also not just that for movement, but they're also cleverly designed so that it protects different parts of our body, especially our organs, okay, our internal organs and external organs. Okay. Right. Okay, next page, page 14. We're going to do this together. This is a really easy activity for everyone to do. Okay, I'll just read out the activity first. Poor John the skeleton has lost some of his bones. He needs your help to put all of his bones back in the right spots. Match the missing bones and figure to where they belong. Okay, so as we can see, there are some missing bones from the skeleton, from John the skeleton. You need to put the bones in the correct place. So I'm going to give you 15 seconds to quickly put each one in. So this is the first bone. Look around. Can you see the same kind of bone anywhere else in his body? Okay, so this is the first one. Can you please draw this one and draw a line? Okay, so you first draw it in and then draw a line going from the bone to the correct area. Okay, 15 seconds, go. Okay, the next one is this bone, okay, this bone here that I'm circling. 15 seconds, go. Okay, the next one is here. Where does this go? Do you know the name of this one? You might know the name of this one. Okay, 15 seconds, go. Okay, very good. Next one is this one. Where does this go? Okay, nice and easy. 15 seconds, go. Okay, next one is the easiest one. This one. You have 10 seconds. Ready? Go. Okay, and finally the last one. It can only go in one place if you've got the rest of them correct. Can only go in one place. 10 seconds. Go. Okay, very good. So that was nice and easy. So just for your homework, can you just take a picture and upload it? This is part of your homework, okay? Okay, so now we're going to learn more about the materials that make up bones, okay? So if you can picture in your head what your arm bone looks like, this is exactly the same, okay? And now you're going to learn exactly how the bone is made up, okay? So page 15, please follow at the top. Almost all the bones in our body are made up of the same materials. They mainly consist of, okay, so there's 4 things that they mainly consist of, and we're going to go through these first, okay? So the first one, this one, is periosteum. Periosteum, okay? So I want you to practice saying this. So repeat after me. Periosteum. 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 Okay, so what is the periosteum? As you can see, your questions here for your homework at the side here. So what is the periosteum? It is a thin and dense membrane that is on the outer surface of a bone. It contains nerves and blood vessels. So as you can see here in the picture, it's the outer, it's almost like a skin, but it's the outer layer of the bone, and it contains nerves and blood vessels. So you can see the nerves and blood vessels here, okay? So that is on the top of your bone, okay? So if you have a bone, the bone is made up of different layers, and the periosteum is the top layer, okay? Top layer. Okay, the next one is the cancellous bone. Cancellous bone. Okay, can you repeat after me 3 times? Cancellous. 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 Okay, so what is the cancellous bone? It is porous with spaces filled by bone marrow. It is less dense, softer, weaker, and less stiff than compact bone. It is located inside the compact bone. Okay, so I probably should have done compact bone first, but we'll just deal with this now. So as you can see here, it's inside the compact bone. So it's actually in the middle here. So you have your top layer up here, then you have the second layer, and inside the second layer is the cancellous bone. And it's porous. What that means is that it has lots of little holes. Okay, lots of little holes. And those holes and spaces are filled with bone marrow, which is, and bone marrow is like a very soft, putty kind of thing, okay? It's very weak, and it's easily movable, okay? And then we move on to the compact bone. So what is the compact bone? It is a smooth and very hard layer that lies underneath the periosteum. It provides support and protection to organs. It is the whitish part of the bone. Okay, so this is the second layer. So you have periosteum on the top. Second layer underneath that is the compact bone. And compact means something that is pressed very hard together. And so this means that the compact bone is the hardest part of your bone, okay? It's the hardest part. And it's very, very smooth, okay? Very, very smooth but hard part of your bone. And it provides the support and protection. So if you do like this, you can feel your hand hitting off your bone. You can feel it's very hard. Well, that is because of the compact bone, okay? And then I'm just going to go back over to the cancellous bone. Inside the compact bone, we have the cancellous bone, which is soft and porous, has lots of holes that are filled full of bone marrow. And then finally, we'll see what is bone marrow. It is found in many bones and is protected by the cancellous bone. It is jelly-like and does the job of making blood cells. It is the innermost part of the bone. So inside the cancellous bone, we have the bone marrow. And that is almost like jelly, okay? Very soft, almost like jelly. And the important thing to remember about bone marrow is it is the part that makes blood cells, okay? So it's very, very important. We need blood cells to travel all through our body. So it's really, really important that you look after your bones and that your bone marrow is able to produce blood cells, okay? Okay, so I just want to go through the questions that you need to answer in your copybooks for your homework. Okay, question number 1. How many bones are in our body? Very easy. What do our bones do for our body? Remember, you'll find all the answers in this side on this page, okay? What are bone tissues used for? What kind of framework do bones provide for our body's muscles and organs? Okay, very easy. So you should have this page completed. If not, make sure you have it, finish it for homework. And finally, what is the periosteum? The answer is this, okay? What is the periosteum? The answer is right there. What is the cancellous bone? Answer is right here. What is the compact bone? Answer is right here. And what is bone marrow? Answer is right here. So then I want you, when you're finished answering the questions, I want you to draw this image, okay? Copy this image, and then just label them. So you can write periosteum and draw a line to the top bit. You do not need to write the inside of this, okay? You can if you want, but you do not need to. You just need to write periosteum and draw a line to where the periosteum is. Then the compact bone. Then cancellous bone, and finally bone marrow, okay? Just draw lines to where they are in the diagram. And also, can you draw this image, which will give you a better idea of what the compact bone looks like, okay? So as you can see, the hard, smooth outer layer here. Then you have the cancellous bone here, which is not as hard, it's a lot softer. And then inside is the bone marrow, which is very, very soft and creates the blood cells, okay? So really easy homework. I know there's lots of questions, but it's really easy. It's just in the book and should not take you very long at all. Okay, that's all for this week. Thank you very much, IP4, and see you again next week. Bye-bye.